Hey guys, it's Nisa from 𝒍𝒊𝒍𝒕𝒉𝒂𝒕. Today I was just touching up and adding. I wanted to add some color to this braided wig, and I felt like there's many people out here who doesn't know how to braid. To me, I feel like everybody knows how to braid. Everybody knows how to do a braided wig. So I figured, no, not everybody knows, so I'll take the time to share with you. And if there's no one here, I'm going to save this live so that those that's interested can come back and watch it. But basically, I took some hair, and you want to take enough hair to create the thickness that you want for your braid, for the braid that you're trying to achieve. So this is how it looks, right? Then I have it in two, but then I split it. So now I technically have two over here and one here. I already created my part, how wide I wanted my braid to be. And now I'm just going to start braiding. I'm going to wrap this on top of this hair. I hope you can see that. So I'm putting this on top, wrapping this on top of the hair. So I grab a piece of the hair and I wrap that around it. Now remember also, when you're braiding a braided wig, it's completely different from braiding on a human head, because while you're braiding, the scalp and everything moves. As you can see, things move. It's just not the same. Trying to see if I can zoom in so you can see more. So the hair that I was using initially, this hair was black. The hair that I'm currently using now, it has color on it. So I'm just trying to add different color dimensions to this wig. And then while you're braiding too, you can take pieces from other strands to make sure all the braids is the same thickness. All the strands is the same thickness. I hope you can see this or not. I can't. Hold on. Let me see if I can move that. And another thing too, what you should do once you're done, and some braiders do this after, they're done with the entire head. I kind of do this as I go, only because when I get to the finish line, I don't want to backtrack. So I do this after each braid. And so what I do is, I'm almost at the tip of this braid, so I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. But you want to go back and get the flyaways. So what I do is, I don't know if you can see the flyaways in this hair. So I'll just take my shears and then I cut the flyaways. And like I said, I do this after every braid. If you're tucking and your tension is right while you're braiding, you shouldn't have a lot of flyaways when you're done. Also, when you dip the hair in hot boiling water to seal everything, the flyaways, if there's not too many, they'll get sealed. But I just like stuff to be perfect, so as close to perfect as I can. So I just kind of do this, go up and down the entire braid, and I get the flyaways. See, I don't know if you can see that, but that's what I'm talking about. Because if you're not using good quality hair, this stuff can start itching after a while. And even if you were using good quality hair, who wants all of these flyaways to be seen? And then I'll just dip the ends in here. Thank you to the one viewer who's watching me. I appreciate it. But basically what I'm doing is, this is already a braided wig. I wanted to add some color to this wig, so I took some of the braids out, and I thought this would be a perfect time to show other people who doesn't know how to braid and do braid extensions how to do a braided extension. But this is a braided wig, just so, let me see, just so you can see it. So I'm just trying to add a little color, if you can see that brown braid that I added. And so I'm going to take braids down throughout this wig and just start adding some color, some of the braided hair. But typically for a service like this, you would charge, if anyone wants to know, you would charge the price for material, which however much you paid for a full lace wig. Then you would also charge how much you would normally charge to do a full head of what they call, these are called box braids. And then your shipping. So I'm just going to grab some more hair. This is the hair that I'm using. I'm grabbing enough hair for the thickness of the desired braid that I want. And you can kind of squeeze it and feel it to see, is this the same thickness as these other braids? So about right here. This is pre-stretched hair, so I don't have to stretch. The ends are already stretched out. I'm going to take this and fold it in half, and then I'm going to make 2 strands over here because you need 3 parts to make a braid. So it's still folded in half, and then I have 2 over here. So I'm going to take this half and put it on top of the braid. So that's where this, you see that bump. That's where that bump comes from. So I just put this on top of the hair, and I just start braiding. And like I said, braiding an extension on a braided wig versus braiding an extension on a human head is completely different, because when you're braiding on a wig, as you can see, this wig is flexing every time I move. A human scalp doesn't do that. And then I'm making sure all of my tension is the same. I'm making sure every time I go over strand, I'm making sure my tension is the same. Making sure that this braid is flat and smooth. It's not bumpy. This piece is shorter. This piece is longer, and this is longer. So I'm going to take some hair from one of these pieces to make it equal to this one. I want them all to be like this. Is not, because my strand is a little shorter and this strand isn't as thick. I need to hurry up and grab some hair, because you can see that when you're braiding. Okay, I just added some hair. So now I have this, this, and this. Still keeping the same tension. Making sure everything is smooth. So that's basically how you do a braided extension, and this is basically how you make a braided wig. You just repeat this. These steps that I just showed you, you just repeat throughout the entire process. One thing to keep in mind when you're making a braided wig is knowing that this is a wig that you don't want this wig to be too heavy on someone's head. So you still have to keep that in mind. That's one of the advantages of doing a braided wig versus doing a wig on a frontal or a closure. Because on a frontal or a closure, which I would like to show you maybe, on a frontal or closure wig, you only have hair in the front where the frontal is and where the closure is. And so the remaining of the wig in the back is on a cap. And you have to take individual braids in hair to create fullness to cover that cap, which means that's more weight that will be added because you need more braids to hide the cap. It's more affordable to do it that way because you're not paying the price for a full lace wig on top of the price of the labor to do extensions. But in the long run, this is more versatile. You can pull these braids in any way and it looks like scalp, versus if it was on a frontal or closure, you don't have that versatility. So that is the end of this live. I'm going to save it, and I want to thank KS Legacy Building LLC. I want to thank you for watching me today.